Howard Bush here with the Bush Push. Welcome everybody back. Today's story I'm going to talk to you about is Vince Lombardi, one of the greatest coaches to ever live, and one of my biggest role models out there. Vince Lombardi had a role model when he was coaching, and he coached under the great Earl Red Blake, who won 2 national championships for Army. And Earl Red Blake was one of the most disciplinary coaches you could ever want. When he asked his players to jump, they asked them how high, how many times, and where at. When Vince Lombardi was an assistant coach for the New York Giants, he won a national title, championship for that team, and had an opportunity to become the Green Bay Packers head coach. He wasn't Green Bay Packers' first, second, third, or fourth choice. He was Green Bay Packers' fifth choice. It was turned down by 4 other coaches, wouldn't take the job. This was a team that was 1-10, had 11 straight losing seasons, and played in one of the worst cities and the worst climates you could ever want to believe. But Vince Lombardi looked at this as an opportunity. All they could do is only get better, and this was a great opportunity to make this team into a great and make it into a destiny. And when Vince Lombardi went and interviewed, he said, I'll take the job under one condition, that I have complete control of everything. And he got that. When he went there, he had a bunch of misfits, a bunch of liquored up men, womenizers, who would go out and party to 3, 4 in the morning. So when he had his first spring training or summer training camp at 7 o'clock in the morning, the players couldn't even get through it. They were throwing up over the field. It was a disgrace. And he decided to come up with something new, which was never done in the pro football, to have a curfew. And he put a 10 o'clock curfew on all his players in a bed check. And he got this team with 2-a-days and got this team into shape and got this team to be one of the greatest teams ever. He told this team that he has never had a losing season ever as a coach, and he's not going to have one here. And what he asked from his players is something he always asked from himself. He never asked anything more than his players than he hadn't done himself. And as you know, he was an offensive lineman for the Rock of Granite. And he took this team to a 7-5 record his first year in 1959. He was at the age of 45 when he got his first opportunity to be a head coach. And wow, his second season got him to the championship game, where they came down to being one play away from winning that championship game. And that was when they threw the ball to John Terra, who caught the ball at the 5-yard line, only to be smacked and hit hard by Chuck Bednarik of the Philadelphia Eagles. He didn't go down, John Terra. He tried to lunge from the 5-yard line to get to the goal line, and Chuck Bednarik had his leg and would not let go. Well, that was a bitter loss for Vince Lombardi, and he had 5 more championship games and never lost another title. Was 5-0 in championship games. Won 2 Super Bowls and then retired as a general manager for that team in 1968. Got bored and decided that he would be a head coach again and left the Green Bay Packers to go to the Washington Redskins. Now this team had 13 straight losing seasons. The Green Bay Packers had 11 when he came there and made him a winning team. This was even a bigger challenge. 13 straight losing seasons. And in his 1 year there, that team was 7-5-2 and had a winning season. Just a remarkable coach. And why I bring his story up and tell you about it is that, yes, he believed, he had enthusiasm. He worked hard, if not harder than any other coach. And yes, he had a dream, and that dream was to be a legend. And in 10 years, is probably one of the greatest coaches to ever live, and did it in just 10 years. What a remarkable, remarkable thing. He had this line, if you remember, winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. All these things that he had were always taken from other people, just like we do now. That line came from John Wayne in the 1953 movie. But he put lines and stuff on the bulletin board, that winning is a habit. And everything that he did, he had his disciples and his role models and his people that mentored and coached him when he was as an assistant coach. And he learned from them to be one of the greatest coaches ever. The reason I tell you the story is we can all be great if we're willing to work hard, have a dream, have enthusiasm for life, and go out there and live it and be our best at what we do. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and wishing everybody here a happy day. And also, always remember, you plus the Bush push equals success.